Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 State of the Schools.
I saw a child find hope in the click of a pin, the candles in her eyes like the flickering of an ocean wave, even her notebook sculpted out of the sky. I saw a boy aflame with knowledge, scraping horizons with his pencil, opening a book like he was opening a globe. These children lifted up pens, and the battles hushed, and the hunger went quiet, and dawn broke through the night. A small and steady reminder that the power is not always in the pen, but it is always in the child.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Patapsco High School and Dundalk High School JROTC as they leave the presentation of the colors. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Masafar of Towson High School.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Performing their own arrangement of the national anthem, please welcome to the stage singer and pianist Sophia Breiter from the George Washington Carver Center for the Arts and Technology, along with violinist Bakari Lyons from Windsor Mill Middle School.
What's so bad?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mick Rayburn, President of the Education Foundation of Baltimore County Public Schools.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being with everyone here today. As the president of the Education Foundation of Baltimore County Public Schools, and on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Education Foundation, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to the 2023 State of the Schools, our signature event. This is our first State of the Schools since we experienced a global pandemic in 2020, and it is wonderful seeing each of you here today. Hosting the State of the Schools provides us with an opportunity to showcase the incredible talents of the diverse students and educators of BCPS. It has been and will continue to be one of the highlights of our school year. We welcome the opportunity to provide the platform for our superintendent and leader of Team BCPS, Dr. Darrell Williams, to deliver the State of the Schools address. The Education Foundation of BCPS is a 501c3. Our purpose is to build and provide resources to serve our students, educators, and schools through fundraising, programs, and advocacy. Our priorities include increasing partnerships to increase revenue, the advancement of education to being globally competitive through the development and establishment of school-based and office-based projects, providing 21st century themed grants for BCPS schools and offices, providing post-secondary scholarship opportunities to 2- and 4-year colleges and universities and technical and trade schools. The establishment and sustainability of programs such as, but not limited to, our 2 collaborative resource centers, which hopefully many of you have been to, the Exchangeries, Gizmos and Gadgets Galore, gaining the participation of the community as we support our educators by providing resources and supplies for their students in classrooms, impact literacy and build collegiality and teamwork, as well as saving the environment through repurposing and recycling a plethora of supplies. And finally, increasing awareness by being a storyteller of our mission, vision, goals, and values. Through the establishment of our 3 goals, we strive for success in everything we do. Our fundraising efforts allow us to facilitate corporate and community partnerships to raise money and acquire resources necessary to support our advocacy and programs. Our programs that have been developed, including grants, scholarships, and special initiatives, advance our educational outcomes. And our advocacy allows us to develop leadership to drive awareness for unmet needs in public education that require additional support. This year marks our 30th anniversary as a foundation. We were officially established on October 26, 1992. Our existence is evidence that our today has and will continue to impact our tomorrow for Baltimore County Public Schools now and for the next 30 years and beyond. We contribute to a brighter future in which all students, educators, and schools have opportunities to be recipients of resources needed for success. Would members of the Education Foundation Board of Directors, our Greenwood Society legacy leaders, and our advisory council stand and be recognized for the time, talent, and treasure you provide community leaders? And to you, Team BCPS staff, families, and community members, we are most grateful and applaud each of you and look forward to building a long-lasting, continuous relationship with each and every one of you. Together, we are most certainly contributing to a brighter future for every Baltimore County Public School educator, student, and community member, our education champions. And while we're all here together this evening in celebration and recognition, we invite you to mark your calendars to attend Let's Play Ball 2023 on May 13th at George Washington Carver Center for the Arts and Technology from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come cheer when the Team BCPS administrators will be playing a friendly but very competitive game of softball with the Team BCPS educators, coached by Major League Baseball legends Mike Bordick and Rick Dempsey. The day includes a vendor village, food trucks, a skills clinic by League of Dreams with BCPS middle school allied sports athletes, and a home run derby with local celebrities and retired Orioles players. Let's play ball. Thank you for being here with us today and enjoy the program.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jane Lichter, the Chair of the Board of Education for Baltimore County.
Well, thank you for that. Good afternoon and welcome. It is wonderful to be with you for today's event and to see so many here to support our Baltimore County Public Schools. On behalf of the Board of Education, let me welcome each of you to the 2023 State of the Schools. I want to take the opportunity to introduce and thank my Board of Ed colleagues who are here today with us. If they could stand to be recognized. I know I see Ms. Harvey, who's not standing, and then Mr. McMillian and Christina Pumphrey is also here. So thank you to my colleagues on the board. This event occurred many times in the past, but due to unique circumstances, it has been far too long since we've been able to gather to share our successes, as well as to recommit ourselves to the future. I want to thank Dr. Williams and his staff for giving us the opportunity today to join him as he discusses the state of the system and as we celebrate and enjoy our wonderful and talented students. Again, it is fitting that we all join together to celebrate and rededicate ourselves to the fundamental work of supporting our students, our staffs, our schools, and families, the work that drew many of us to education. Thank you, too, to the business partners who understand the importance of a thriving and vital school system, not only the impact to their own businesses, but also to the communities where they live and work. We do so appreciate you being with us here this afternoon. That is a celebration of your support and your vision as well. So enjoy this afternoon. After several years of being unable to have a formal, in-person State of the Schools, I think we've all earned a bit of celebration. Thank you again on behalf of the board, and thanks to Dr. Williams, to the BCPS workforce, to our business and civic partners, and to all of the students and families that make the work so worthwhile. So please enjoy our student performances. Thank you.
And now, under the direction of John Pusateri, please welcome to the stage the Perry Hall High School Chamber Choir.
Mata del Anima Sola, or Tree of the Lonely Soul, is a work composed by Antonio Estevez and inspired by a poem by Alberto Arevalo Torralba. The piece has two distinct sections, one slow and meditative when the poet is lamenting the nighttime silence of the ghostly black mare. This is contrasted with a quicker rhythmic pattern based on the characteristic Latin American dance known as the joropo. In this section, the choir imitates instruments such as guitar and harp that are used to play the dance. We hope you enjoy Mata del Anima Sola.
Mata dell'anima sola, boquerón de banco largo, ya podrás decir ahora, aquí durmió, canta claro.
Con el si buona piccara nella brisa prisa coiadora, con el sibola picada, nella prisa coiadora. La tarde catire mora, tarde catire mora, tarde cagada. La tarde catire mora, tarde catire mora, tu coraron cagada.
Morta dell'anima sola, boqueron de banco largo, ya podrás decir ahora, aquí durmió, canta claro.
Con el sibola picada, nella prisa coiadora, con el sibola picada, nella prisa coiadora. La tarde catire mora, la tarde catire mora, tu coraron cagada. La tarde catire mora, la tarde catire mora, tu coraron cagada.
Thank you so much for having us. We are delighted to be performing for you this afternoon. And I want to acknowledge our soloists in our first piece, Shaji Matthew, Wyatt Clark, and Jack Heitner. Our introduction was by Senior Danielle Hutner, and now we have an introduction for our final piece by Brady Nepper.
Moses Hogan was a pianist, conductor, and arranger of the international renown. He is best known for his over 70 published concert spirituals and for reviving the performance of this genre of choral music throughout his lifetime and now beyond. The piece we are performing today is called My Soul's Been Anchored in the Lord. It is a call and response spiritual that uses unbridled enthusiasm and rhythmic intensity to express the hope of a future despite the current struggles. At the end, there is an altar call of sorts that build to the most intense moment to emphasize this hopeful message. We hope you enjoy My Soul's Been Anchored in the Lord.
For I stay in hell one day.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
I'd sing and pray myself away.
My soul's been anchored. My soul's been anchored
In the Lord.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, my Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. Don't shout and pray and never stop. My soul's been anchored in the Lord until I reach the mountain top. My soul's been anchored. My soul's been anchored
In the Lord.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, in the Lord, in the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, my Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord, the Lord. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. Do you love Him? Hallelujah. Do you love Him? Oh yes. God Almighty. Are you anchored? Oh yes. Yes, I'm anchored. My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
Yes, will you serve Him?
Will you serve Him?
Oh yes.
Will you serve Him?
Hallelujah.
Will you serve Him?
Oh yes.
God Almighty.
Are you anchored?
Are you anchored?
Oh yes.
Yes, I'm anchored. My soul's been anchored in the Lord. Hallelujah.
Will you praise Him?
Will you praise Him?
Oh yes.
Will you praise Him?
Hallelujah.
Will you praise Him?
Oh yes.
God Almighty.
Are you anchored?
Yes, I'm anchored.
Lord, I'm anchored.
Oh yes.
Lord, I love you.
Oh yes.
Yes, I'll serve you.
Oh yes.
And I'll praise you.
Oh yes.
Hallelujah.
My soul's been anchored in the Lord.
God Almighty, mine.
Been anchored.
Thank you so very much for that round of applause. I want to acknowledge our soloist, Josiah Johnson. And we would certainly love to stay and sing for you all afternoon, but I know there are other things on the program, so thank you again for having us, and have a lovely afternoon.
And now, to provide inspiring remarks as the champion staff voice, please welcome Mr. Alexander Blue, a Woodmore Elementary School teacher and recipient of the 2023 Honored National Teaching Award.
Good evening. I want to start by saying I did not know what this was. I just said yes to it, and I was excited, but I'm glad that I came. I want to say that what an honor it is to speak to you all tonight, representing more than 9,500 team BCPS teachers and 20,000 staff members making a difference in the lives of students every day. I recently started my journey with BCPS as schools were reopening from COVID. So for those that were there, you know how it was. I was coming back from this teacher break, and I had decided I wanted to give education a try again. So after a year off, I realized I didn't feel happy unless I was in a classroom being innovative and being creative. They say if you don't succeed, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try it again. And that's what I did. I came to Woodmore Elementary, met some great people, and decided that that's what I wanted to do. Rita Pearson, one of my favorite educators, she said, author, educator, advocate, she summed it up perfectly when she said, we're educators, and that we're born to make a difference, And that is what I set out to do every time I step foot into my classroom. So being able to teach my students how to open their minds to new concepts and unlock their creative genius has shown me just how powerful children can be. I'm grateful to be able to sit back and talk with students that I've built relationships with, created these safe spaces for learning and engaging in different ways. We're moving students forward right now and together again, and the truth is that they're changing our lives just as well as we're trying to change their lives. We are learning from each other and we're exploring what it means to be able to create our own narratives despite the varied challenges that we face. We have the power to create our own narrative and absolutely reject the false narrative in the news and in some communities that our students aren't learning, aren't progressing, they're unable to reach their full potential. I see the joys in their face and hear the squeals of delight each time they grasp a new concept, work together to solve a problem, and master a new skill. Sorry, y'all, tired. As a black male teacher, I remind them that anything is possible and anything can be obtained. I focus on fostering mutual respect, maintaining an active learning environment, infusing lessons with creativity and humor, and serving as a role model for my students. And they show up each day open, willing, and ready to learn. And I think that's been one of my biggest joys of teaching. Every day we're learning new information and learning in new different ways, from technology to music to discussions. I do a lot of hands-on activities, and the students are able to monitor their own learning and develop their cognitive, social, and emotional skills. I was recently recognized by Honored, which is a national organization dedicated to recognizing and rewarding extraordinary teachers. I'm patting myself on the back for that, across the country. I know of at least, thank you. I know of at least 9,000 other educators who are doing the same phenomenal work and changing lives one student at a time. We do this work because we love our children. We see great potential in them. We hope for a brighter future and a strong future because they will be the ones leading the way next. I'm grateful to be a part of Team BCPS doing this critical work. Our school system, under the innovative leadership of Dr. Williams, hires great teachers who are building quality relationships with their students and creating spaces of learning and accountability. I'm grateful for the freedom we have to be creative with how we teach. I'm grateful that we're given opportunities to collaboratively plan and build lessons that are engaging, student-centered, and detailed to ensure that we are raising the bar, closing gaps, and preparing all BCPS students to thrive in our future. Thank you for this opportunity, and let's continue to move forward together. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens for our champion student video.
What I love most about my school is my friends and my teachers because they help me learn and grow every day.
I really love how everybody can come together and really connect on different levels, and how the teachers and administration make a bond with each and every student, and how the teachers just really make us feel like family, and how our friends just come together and just are there for each other.
I love being a BCPS student because I'm in classes that I feel I'm actually learning in, and they will help me excel in college and high school life. I also love being in BCPS because there are a lot of opportunities, like a bunch of extracurricular activities that will help me learn and to grow.
BCPS has connected me to teachers that motivate me and excite me to learn about new things and music and science and math. And these teachers have put confidence and faith in me, and by having confidence in me, I have confidence in myself and my abilities. And I'm most excited to take what I've learned and everything I've learned from their leadership into college and into my professional studies.
And now, performing ABBA's hit song, Dancing Queen. Please welcome to the stage cast members from Patapsco High School and Center for the Arts' recent production of Mamma Mia.
Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing. You come for anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high, with a bit of rock music, everything is fine. You're in the morning. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah. You can dance, you can die, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, singing the dancing queen. Singing the dancing queen. You're a teaser, you turn them on, leave them burning and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do. You're in for it. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah. You can dance, you can die, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, singing the dancing queen. Singing the dancing queen. See that girl, watch that scene, singing the dancing queen.
Distinguished guests, please give a warm welcome to the 2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year and very proud Assistant Principal of Deer Park Middle Magnet School, Miss Brianna Ross.
Good afternoon, everyone. As stated, my name is Brianna Ross, and I have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing our superintendent, Dr. Darrell Williams. Dr. Williams officially joined the BCPS family on May 21st, 2019. Before his tenure with us, he had a proven track record of excellence in education as a teacher, school leader, and administrator in Montgomery County and the District of Columbia Public Schools. Dr. Williams began his career as a high school math teacher, crazy, at his alma mater, Benjamin Banneker Academic High School. He went on to serve as principal and eventually associate superintendent, where he supervised more than 60 Montgomery County schools. In the last 4 years as Baltimore County Public Schools superintendent, Dr. Williams has been met not only with triumph and success, but with unprecedented crisis and challenge. Just last Wednesday, we celebrated the 3-year anniversary of a statewide shutdown of schools due to the global COVID-19 pandemic. And like many of you, I can remember exactly where I was and what I was doing when I heard that schools would be closed. And if you were like me, secretly you were jumping for joy, thinking about all the rest that you would get for those next 2 weeks. But those 2 weeks very quickly turned to 2 years of fear and uncertainty about what we would do next. With no roadmap for the future, Dr. Williams worked tirelessly on behalf of BCPS students, teachers, and families to ensure that learning continued even without the traditional boundaries of school buildings. Unmitigated challenges have not altered Dr. Williams' commitment, Rather, they have strengthened his resolve to serve our communities. Under his strategic plan, BCPS schools have a blueprint for excellence that assures that all students can achieve at the highest levels and have multiple pathways for success. Our highly qualified and experienced teachers now have paid opportunities to lead and mentor novice educators in order to increase teacher retention and support instructional best practices. Secondary schools like my own have proactive adult presence through student safety assistants that are focused on building relationships and de-escalation strategies. After a successful pilot, every BCPS middle school has Black Boy Joy and Genius, a program that aims to combat inequity and interrupt systemic injustice for our young Black men. And I have been overwhelmed by the love and brotherhood that has been cultivated around the 40 boys in my school who participate in community service outreach, engage in mentorship opportunities, and have real-world experiences through Black Boy Joy and Genius programming. And my own journey as a teacher and educator has been shaped by Dr. Williams' leadership. When I was named the 2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year, the first phone call of congratulations and support that I received was from Dr. Williams. As an inaugural Superintendent's Fellow, he created space for me not only to lead professional development for teachers and school leaders, but to host Amplify, an award-winning BCPS-TV series that offers space to elevate the perspectives of students and teachers in order to have authentic discourse around what's happening in schools and classrooms. Okay, so Amplify hasn't won any awards, but it should. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it on YouTube. And at the end of last school year, when I wasn't sure what direction I wanted my career to go in, it was Dr. Williams who sat down with me and said, if you're not ready to be away from students, then you need to stay within a school. And it was that honest and insightful conversation that ultimately led me to the assistant principalship at Deer Park. His impact on our students and our schools has been significant, to say the least. Now, if you were to read his biography, it would say that Dr. Williams finds it essential to his work to stay close to students. When you look at his social media accounts, you'll find pictures of him reading to students at Sandy Plains Elementary, cheering on the girls' basketball team at Pikesville, or taking selfies with the future teachers of Educators Rising. He loves a good selfie. And these are the moments that we see, and this is what we already know about him. But I'm gonna share something that you might not know about Dr. Williams, because his true character is made in the moments that no one ever sees. A few weeks ago, a 6th grade student of mine was hit by a car as he walked home from school. His parents were home, and so he was able to receive immediate medical care, and fortunately, he didn't sustain any major injuries. But this incident did result in a week-long stay in the hospital. So my principal, Mr. Hughes, and I, we checked in with his mother several times a day to get updates on his condition and see what support we could offer her as a school community. And his family was really grateful for our attention and concern. But his mother expressed a deeper sense of gratitude when Dr. Williams came to the hospital to see her son. This is the kind of compassionate leadership that he has modeled and executed for us in the last 4 years. His character has been made in the small and unseen moments. From private conversations with a nervous teacher like myself to sitting beside hospital beds of injured students, Dr. Williams has kept us at the center of every decision he has made. He personifies what it means to be a servant leader, someone who prioritizes the well-being of others first and uses his power to empower us. Even in crisis, Dr. Williams has remained resilient and has never lost sight of what matters most, the students, families, and teachers of BCPS. What an exciting 4 years we have had with a man, an educator, and a leader who has demonstrated remarkable character. Please join me in welcoming our superintendent, Dr. Darrell Williams.
Wow. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for being here and showing your support for Team BCPS. What an incredible opportunity for us to come together in celebration and recognition of our students, our staff, school communities, and school system. This is our first state of the school in several years due to the pandemic. And I wanted to ensure that the State of the Schools address focuses on the people who comprise Team BCPS and highlights what our main focus has been, our students. I am amazed and awed by the diverse talents and gifts of our students. Our 111,094 students come from varied backgrounds and experiences, but they all attend our schools to acquire the skills to be college and career ready. Please join me in giving our student performers, artists, JROTC members, and volunteers another round of applause. Ms. Ross, thank you for that gracious introduction, but more importantly, for your heart and your steadfast commitment to transforming the lives of our students. Ms. Ross was selected as the 2021-2022 Maryland Teacher of the Year, and she made history at Deer Park Middle School, in BCPS, in our county and state, and was recognized for her exemplary service to thousands of students. I am inspired by what you do each and every day to create safe and highly engaging spaces where students can reach their full potential and explore their many gifts and talents. You did it with the highest level of excellence as a teacher, and you've carried that same standard of excellence into your work as an administrator. As a school system, we have continued to promote talent within BCPS and provide opportunities for staff like Brianna to share their experiences with others and make connections with experts within the field of education. We have some of the best staff in public education because of educators and administrators like you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for Miss Brianna Ross. I want to thank the Education Foundation of Baltimore County Public Schools for organizing this event and for being true partners in the work to raise the bar, close gaps, and prepare students for their futures. Debbie Phelps, the Executive Director and former BCPS Middle School Principal, if you are in the room, please stand to be recognized. You and the Foundation's team have worked alongside staff for more than a dozen BCPS offices over the last several months to plan quite the experience for our community. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you to the Foundation and BCPS staff for everything you have done to make tonight possible. I also want to thank Principal Paul Satterfield and Principal Dr. Kathleen Setzer for opening your doors to the community and hosting this event at Dundalk Solars Point Technical High School. I have the pleasure of recommending the both of you to the Board of Education for your current positions and watching you in action and visiting you in your school setting. You lead with your heart and mind, and you help our students see their potential. I love to connect with and hear from our 54 principals that I recommended for hire since I began my tenure in BCPS. I typically say at the end of a successful principal interview, your success is our success, and our goal is to ensure that you have the tools and support you need to be successful. So I believe our track record speaks for itself. In BCPS, we recognize there must be robust supports in place for our school leaders, such as colleagues, mentors, supervisors, consulting teachers, and parents. But equally important is the support from family and friends. I would like to recognize and thank members of my family who are here with me this evening. My wife of 31 years, Shelly Williams. My oldest daughter, Lauren Williams. My namesake, Daryl Williams II. My daughter Sydney is at college and probably watching or probably sleeping right about now. But I'm also grateful for my siblings, Donald and Angela Williams, for being here. They're seated in the front. Thank you all for believing in me and for being a constant source of encouragement and love. We have been on this incredible journey together, and I know that I am a better husband, father, brother, brother-in-law, educator, and leader because of you. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my sister-in-law, Dr. Bronson, and my niece and nephew, Karen and Anya. They're seated in the front. One of the focus areas is our strategic plan, the compass. Our pathway to excellence is community engagement and partnership. This event is possible because of the Education Foundation and others who have created partnerships with our system and individual schools. But joining me tonight in person and also online are several individuals who have been partners with me since my early days in DC Public Schools. I would like to acknowledge Principal Anita Berger and my teacher, Miss Dennis, who are present this evening. Please stand to be recognized. Please join me in recognizing our elected officials here today, including members of the Board of Education of Baltimore County, who are committed to supporting the students and staff of BCPS. I want to thank Board Chair Lichter and Vice Chair Harvey for jumping right in as new members of the board and working to set a new vision for the board. I also would like to thank central office staff, including members of cabinet who are here today. Members of cabinet, please stand. I want to thank you for your commitment and dedication and hard work, as well as the many principals and school-based staff who are in attendance. The work they do to support Team BCPS students and staff is simply amazing. We have several sponsors of tonight's event whose in-kind support help make this event extra special. They are Media Star Promotions, Flowers and Fancy, VPC Incorporated, and Chick-fil-A East Point. This year, we have worked to strengthen our partnerships with local businesses and organizations, and it has been amazing to see the growth in the number of local businesses, industry leaders, and community partners that are committed to supporting the success of our school system. Thank you all for your support. I have always stated that the student homeschool community triad must exist in order for our students and system to experience success and have a sense of purpose. Research supports this concept. Karen Mapp speaks about the importance of family and community engagement, and Rick DeFore highlights the power of professional learning communities and how staff must interact with the curricula, student and home, to see improvements. Everyone in this room is an integral part of the Team BCPS community. In ways too numerous to share, you all are creating opportunities for our children and preparing students to thrive in their future. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Together, we have overcome many of the challenges we face as a school system over the last 3.5 years. And while there is much more work to be done to ensure all students have the access, opportunity, and support they need to be successful, it is important that we take a moment to pause, reflect, and celebrate what we have accomplished together. There are great things happening in our school system. As I continue to visit our 176 schools, centers, and programs, and speak with our teachers, administrators, staff, and students, I have seen high levels of student engagement, rigorous teaching and learning, growth in our students and staff, and deep community and partnership building. I see warm demanders, as researcher Lisa Delpit described, educators and administrators who have high expectations, push our students to be great, and won't accept no or I can't as an answer. Earlier this month, we shared the four-year cohort graduation rate for the class of 2022. While we experienced a slight decline in the overall rate, some of our high schools achieved significant increases in their graduation rate, despite the challenges of the global pandemic and the sharp increase in the social and emotional needs of students and families. There was great impact to our school environments, and we are still dealing with the ramifications. However, I would like to recognize one high school in particular, Randallstown High School. Among all BCPS high schools, the biggest gain was at Randallstown High School. Their graduation rate increased by 10.6 percentage points from last year to 88.1%. Let's take a look at this video to learn about the work of Principal Michael Jones and his team to raise the bar, close gaps, and prepare students for the future.
So as we continuously raise the bar, we are mindful of trying to close the gaps. And I think for us, closing those gaps is one of the biggest things. We want to focus on just one student group, but knowing that if we change things for that group, it will impact all students eventually. For us, relationship building is the biggest thing. Any change we have in data, whether it be course performance, graduation rate, climate data, is all around the relationships that we build with our kids. Luckily, we have a decent number of students and a lot of adults that want to see our students win. Our students always know that they have a voice. A lot of times our students will email or talk to me directly or bring in some of their teachers, advisors, assistant principals, and we try to make sure that we make Randallstown a school that not only supports their needs, but a school that they feel comfortable being at and a school that they know wants to see them win in life. A large part of the standard of excellence, and it's written in the compass, is operational excellence. And so understanding that every piece has to fit the right way, but it all has to be aligned with the overall mission and vision of the system and the schoolhouse.
I think one of the things that we really, impart on each other and as our mission is taking complete ownership of the school, of the graduation rate, of the just idea that all of our students are going to be successful.
The staff and administration here at Randallstown High, they reinforce hope and by really connecting positive influences to us each and every day here, especially by bringing in different colleges. I know for the seniors, bringing different colleges to us and just really helping us build up our greatest potential and getting ready for the next step in our life.
Principal Jones, if you're in the audience, please stand to be recognized for the incredible work your school community, staff, and students have done. See you in the audience. The significant gains at your school and others in the county are an encouraging sign that we are on the right path. The success at Randallstown High School is not the result of any one program or policy. It is due to the efforts of caring educators and staff. These warm demanders using comprehensive strategies to meet the individual needs of our students. We provide rigorous instruction and a wide array of challenging academic programs. We hire and develop a highly qualified workforce. We work with the community to support students and help them reach their highest potential, and we hold ourselves accountable for results. These are the key components of sustainable, school improvement that will make a difference in the lives of Baltimore County children for many years to come. That work of preparing our students to successfully cross the finish line and pursue post-secondary education, careers, or military service starts early when our students are starting to come into their own and beginning the process of exploring their interests and talents. Each year, I visit all of our high schools and speak to groups of student leaders and student officers about their educational experiences in Baltimore County Public Schools. Their voices help us to determine next steps regarding what's working and revising plans that might not be working. Let's take a look at this video about the BCPS 6-year plan.
My name is Angelica, and I am a senior at Parkville High School.
As a soon-to-be Parkville High School graduate, Angelica is ready to start the next chapter of her life at Johns Hopkins in the fall.
I want to go into the pharmaceutical industry and possibly study in the drug development research department.
But getting to this point started 6 years ago in 7th grade with her school counselor and what BCPS calls the 6-year plan.
At first I was like, why am I in the counselor's office like talking about this, about like what my plans were, because at 7th grade I had like no idea what I was going to do.
We talk about their short-term goals, their long-term goals as far as school and beyond. So we come up with some goals on how they can achieve, like they want to be a vet. So what does that look like in middle school? What classes should you pay most attention to now? What study habits should you start to practice now to essentially get to that goal later down the road?
They focus on future success, helping students identify opportunities, explore areas of strength, develop their interests, and promote academic achievement.
I think it is so important that the children understand there's so many fields out there. A lot of the times they're thinking of several that are very popular, but they don't even know all of the options that exist to them. So I just want them to be able to have the opportunity to know what different fields are out there, so then they can start to think more in depth of what they would like to do.
The current 6-year plan focuses on interests, connections, goals, and social emotional health and wellness.
Our educators, counselors, administrators, and support staff come together to provide the guidance, resources, and supports our students need to pursue their dreams and thrive. I cannot stress how important this work is. When students have someone they can talk to, ask questions, and share their dreams with, magic happens. We're seeing the result of that deep relationship building and strategic support every day. I'd like to highlight some recent accomplishments of our students and system. Nearly 53% of our high school students took career and technical education courses in 2022, the largest percentage of students in the entire state. More than 1,200 BCPS students are currently taking college courses at CCBC. We have more than 1,600 students enroll in internships. The BCPS Avid class of 2022 was the largest graduating class ever, with more than 600 graduating Avid scholars who earned a combined total of more than $36 million in scholarship and grant offers. Yes. And nearly $211 million in scholarships were awarded to the 2022 BCPS graduates. We should be proud of these accomplishments and celebrate the progress our students and school system have made over the last few years. Negative news is often amplified. It is up to us to share the wonderful things that are happening in our schools every day with the community. We celebrate our students and staff regularly on our website, social media platforms, newsletters, and community messages. I created an at-a-glance document that I take with me to speaking engagements to highlight our work so citizens, business partners, and community leaders and parents know our work and can hear from us. Let's hear from one of our students on the impact the system is having on him.
I feel like BCPS prepared me tremendously. I feel like the events they've prepared for us so far were amazing. The teachers they provided us with were amazing and give great feedback when you need to talk to them.
So when I joined the school system in 2019, I made a commitment to strengthen our efforts to close achievement and opportunity gaps and place a greater emphasis on our equity work. I made it clear that we will have high expectations for all students and identify and eliminate institutional barriers that keep certain groups of students from meeting these expectations. We laid out a clear vision and course in our strategic plan, the compass, our pathway to excellence, and set bold and courageous goals for our school system. We have tackled these challenges in a number of ways, but I am particularly proud of the work we have done to deploy additional resources and supports for our young Black male students through the Black Boy Joy and Genius program. What started as a pilot in 3 middle schools during the 2021-2022 school year quickly expanded to all 26 middle schools for the 2022-2023 school year. And we will continue to thrive until achievement gaps have been eliminated for all student groups. For our Black male students, the data was jarring, and we knew that we had to set very specific gap-closing student support and achievement targets. It could no longer be just what we say, but rather the tangible steps we are taking to meet the needs of individual and groups of students in a way that works for them. Let's take a look at this video highlight from this year's kickoff event.
This is a major part of what we want to do, and that's have every student feel valued, feel seen, know that we are here to support them as individuals. Today's event was focused on our Black boys. So we had 3 sessions for them today. We had building your own wealth.
So if you're an entrepreneur, we already got you with the first sentence.
Healthy relationships and conflict resolution.
What do you notice in that picture?
And knowing your rights.
My favorite session was conflict resolution. It really helped me realize why things happen for Black males and boys in the school, and our worth and our rights and wrongs.
So one of my favorite presentations today was building your own wealth, because it teach me how to save my money and be a good entrepreneur in the world so I can live good and be successful.
So we thought it was really important to end in what I call the one voice. And we had a Black Boy Joy and Genius pledge.
Please repeat, I am a Black male. I am a Black male. My life is important. My life is important.
And it was really just a great time to close out our day. And it was really this affirmation.
I am joy, and genius.
Yeah, I was there that day. Those young men wore us out that day. In response to the global movement to encourage more young women to pursue careers in science, we created the Gathering STEAM program at the middle school level. We have expanded our advanced placement offerings to include AP Research, AP Seminar, and AP African American History, with a system improvement team focusing on expanding access and opportunities at the AP and IB level. We had to raise the bar for students who were excelling and needed more AP and IB courses, GT courses, dual enrollment at CCBC, and internships. We have been working with a great sense of urgency to close gaps and empower our students to achieve higher standards. I see the commitment to this critical work in our schools and offices, in our community, and with every conversation I have with our teachers, staff, and families. After speaking about our teachers, I know that none of the accomplishments I have highlighted this evening would be possible without the groundwork that is laid in the classroom. In our school system, the classroom is the foundation of what we do and how we do it. It all starts with great teaching and learning that is rigorous, engaging, and meets the needs of all students. Our incredible teachers and support professionals do that and more. We know that the challenges of the pandemic years stretched BCPS staff in unimaginable ways as we had to quickly adapt to the rapidly changing conditions. The pandemic completely changed public education, and Team BCPS rose to the challenge. I would like to acknowledge partners in this work, our union leadership, Brian, Nick, Jeanette, Billy, and Cindy. We resolved hundreds of issues since my arrival, and our standing meetings have helped to align our work to address work conditions and opportunities for professional development. As I speak with teachers, educators, and administrators across the system, I am moved by their unrelenting passion and dedication to this work. Let's hear from some of our teachers as they share why they teach.
What I'm doing is bigger. What I do for my kids now is life transcending. It's going to take them further. So that it just keeps me motivated to come in here and make a difference in these kids' life.
I teach, to put it most simply, because I love it. I can't imagine myself doing anything else. This is what I've wanted to do, like I said, since I was in second grade. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I can't imagine doing anything else. I love the students. I love the interactions. I love my coworkers. I love the environment here at Lyons Mill. I love the actual teaching. I've gotten used to our reading curriculum and our math curriculum, and I've grown to really love it, and I love teaching it to the kids. To put it simply, I just love it.
I'm a disabled veteran. I suffer from bipolar depression. Last year, I missed 2 months out of the year. I'm battling with it. But it's a reminder for me. It's a reminder for me to inspire my students. So I have this tattoo. It's a daily reminder. Every day I make it to work, I defy the odds. Every day I am able to inspire a child to believe a little bit more in themselves. I defy the odds. So I love defying the odds, and I kind of like the idea of a depressed man inspiring the promise of a brighter tomorrow in our kids.
Let's give all Team BCPS teachers and educators a well-deserved round of applause. Yes. Thank you for all that you do for our students and families. So, it has been my privilege and honor to serve as the superintendent of this system. Whew. Mr. Blue and Miss Ross, you all messed me up. I was trying to hold it together till I got to this point. It has truly been an honor. We have a Board of Education that is charting a new course and doing the work to ensure the system lives its core values every day. We have some of the best staff in public education and more than 20,000 employees dedicated to the success of each and every student. We have incredible support from the Team BCPS community who care deeply about the success and well-being of our students and who invest time, energy, and resources in support of BCPS. We have our elected officials such as our county executive, county council, and our Annapolis delegation who have funded our operating capital budgets to improve and expand our facilities and to fund educational programs and initiatives. Great public schools are the key to ensuring a thriving economy and bright future for the citizens of this county. And we, of course, simply have the best students. Students who are doing remarkable things at their schools and in their communities. So while my time here in BCPS is coming to an end, I know this system is well poised to make progress towards eliminating disparities in academic achievement and will advance equity and excellence for all students. I believe that if we all remain committed to this work, we will move this system forward together again. This is hard work and often thankless work. This requires all hands on deck. This requires stepping out of your comfort zone. This requires vision, passion, and a desire to do better. This requires teamwork and uplifting and not tearing down. This requires partnerships, less talk and more action. This requires support in public and not just private praise. This requires small wins that lead to bigger wins. This requires some good days and not so good days. This requires that we all go above and beyond our job description. This requires all of us to be present daily and have an unyielding commitment to support students, staff, colleagues, and family. This requires a focus on the most important thing, our students. If it can be done, I know it can be done here in BCPS. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the 2023 State of the Schools. Please join us in the cafeteria for delicious treats prepared by our incredible CTE culinary arts students, and have a wonderful evening.